Good afternoon and welcome to the third virtual concert given by members of Baroque and Baroque. We're bringing this to you in a slightly different way this week as a YouTube premiere on our YouTube channel and also a Facebook watch party on our Facebook page. And we're hoping this will give our audiences the best viewing experience and iron out any issues with the technology too. Please do add any questions or comments you may have about the music, performers and the instruments that we're playing on in the comments section. Our theme this week is Baroque dance, and we've got a lovely selection of music for you to enjoy, from energetic Italian tarantellas on the recorder to royal dance music from the court of Louis XIV at Versailles on the trumpet, and much more. A little later on in the concert, our oboist Katie will be teaching you all how to dance a minuet from the comfort of your own home. So have your dancing shoes or slippers at the ready. And I'd just like to start by introducing the five wonderful musicians that we have performing today. So my name is Chris Parsons, I'm the director of Baroque and Baroque, and I'm performing from my music room in Ely in Cambridgeshire, and I'll be playing some trumpet music for you later on.
Hello, I'm Katie. I'm going to be playing the Baroque oboe from my living room in Cambridge today.
Hiya, I'm Miriam and I'm a recorder player playing from my home in Wembley.
Hello, I'm Miri and I'm going to be playing the viola da gamba from Finchley.
Hi, I'm Kirsty and I'm going to be playing the Baroque violin from Edinburgh.
So without further ado, we'll hand over to Katie where we start today's concert.
Hello, so we're going to go first to the British Isles. I'm going to play some country dances for you from a very popular dance manual by someone called John Playford, the dancing master or the English dancing master. So this publication was first published in 1651 and then went through 18 editions all the way to 1728, and each edition would add some new dances, take some away, give some slight changes to them. Country dancing was incredibly popular. It wasn't actually anything really to do with the country. It was more to do with people, sort of gentry in the city, their kind of idea of a bucolic ideal, I suppose, but it was enjoyed by many different parts of British society. So I'm going to play 4 short dances for you from the dancing master. This first one is a tune called Newcastle. So that was Newcastle, and I'm now going to play a tune which has a lovely modal flavour to it. A lot of these dances developed over time and kind of as the different editions got published, often the dances would move more to be in a sort of major or minor key, which is one of the big sort of musical shifts that was happening in this period, but this one remained a kind of modal colour in the Dorian mode. So this is called I Love Thee Once, I Love No More. Or it could have alternative titles, as many of these tunes did. It could also be called Blue Breeches. So pick the title that you like the most. I think you might be able to guess where this next one originated from. Yes, that was a variation on Green Sleeves. Again, two possible titles. Green Sleeves and Pudding Pies, or Green Sleeves and Yellow Lace. So I'm intrigued to know the reasons behind those slightly bizarre titles. And here's one more to finish this set for you. Another slightly intriguing title, Lady Catherine Ogle, A New Dance.
Hello! So I'm going to be playing some Lemar Ei on the viola da gamba today. Lemar Ei was one of the most prolific composers of music for the viol. He wrote 5 books of solo repertoire for the instrument. There is also an accompaniment to be played on the harpsichord with an additional bass instrument, but today I'll be playing movements from the 5th book, the suite in A minor, on my own. So I'm going to start with an allemande, which was originally a German folk dance. Treaties from the time have described it as being a ceremonial dance with a well-ordered character. So the next dance that I'm going to do is a sarabande from the same suite. The sarabande is a slower court dance in triple time. It originated in Central America, and while it worked its way through Europe in the 16th century, some countries banned it because they thought it was too suggestive. During the Baroque era, though, it became one of the most well-known and popular forms of the repertoire. I'm going to finish with two movements called Lemar Ei and then a Gavotte. So Lemar Ei is a fun French ballroom dance. It also featured in some French operas by Rameau. It's been known as a bridal or couples entrance dance. And then the Gavotte is what you will have seen Katie and I dancing to in the promotion video for this concert. It's got a very characteristic half bar upbeat, which once you've learnt the step, really helps you understand the phrasing of the dance.
Staying with the French theme, I've got a couple of lively dances that I'll play for you now on the Baroque Trumpet. They are both written by the French composer André Fodor in 1685, and Fodor was an important court musician at Versailles during the reign of Louis XIV. And as a wind player, he will have appeared in many different guises, from playing in operas by Lully to many religious performances in the glorious chapel there at Versailles. Fodor likely went for the top job after Lully's unfortunate incident with a conducting staff, but actually that job went to Michel Richard de Lalande, who will be hearing a lovely minuet by him later on. Really fantastic music, a composer who should be more well known. And instead, perhaps Fodor's best known for the Fodor collection today, which is a remarkable set of manuscripts of music from across the reign of Louis XIV, which is a fantastic musical resource. The trumpet at this time in France is still very much a military instrument, and composers like Purcell in England were starting to kind of test the repertoire a little bit, but in France it was a little bit backwards still. So the trumpet music at this stage is very military in style, as you're going to hear. And I'm going to play you two pieces now. The first is a bourrée, the bourrée de Bacchus, the god of wine, and then a second one, the Gavotte de Festines, the banquet Gavotte. And I'm sure you can imagine numerous trumpets perhaps playing these two pieces at a special occasion at Versailles. So two wonderful little pieces by Fodor. And you might hear that the quavers that I'm playing in these pieces sound a little jazzy, a little bit of a swing to them. And that's because there was a stylistic convention at this time to perform inégal. So you'll hear the notes have that kind of jazzy swing to kind of give a little bit of a different feel to the sound.
Hi everyone, I'm coming from Edinburgh, as I said earlier, and I'm going to be playing some Rameau for you today on the Baroque violin. I'm going to be playing a collection of arranged tunes from his solo keyboard and harpsichord works on my Baroque violin. This arrangement was for 2 violins by Cornelis Jordan, and I'm hopefully going to be playing along, if technology allows, with my pre-recorded self, seeing as in these social distancing times we can't get together to play chamber music. I'm hoping that I can recreate a little bit of what we might have liked to do if we were able to play together with more people in the same place. So fingers crossed the technology plays along. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing a minuet in C major, a gigue and a rondo in E minor and then E major, and then finished with a rigodon and double in E minor followed by E major. All dance music, and you're going to be hearing a bit more about the dancing from Chris and Katie, obviously, but I've picked some dance movements from dance suites out of this repertoire. Rameau was a French composer, and he was particularly famous for his French opera, his various operas that he wrote, and the music for the harpsichord and keyboard, not so much for the solo violin, hence me digging a little bit deeper into thinking about what I could play. So hopefully this will all work out and you will hear some dance movements by Rameau.
I've chosen two dances that are a little bit earlier repertoire than you might normally hear from our ensemble, but I just thought that the other musicians have done a really good job of doing a cross-section of Baroque dances, so it was an opportunity to try some earlier dances too. Both of the dances I've chosen have their roots in Italian folk music, but the first one is quite significantly older. So it's a saltarello, which comes from the Italian word saltare, which means to jump. I'm not an Italian speaker, as you can hear. And this is actually from the British Library have a really wonderful manuscript of these saltarellos. Now this is a nice picture of some people dancing the saltarello here, but this is the really wonderful thing from the British Library. This is the music that I'm about to play you. You can see that it's quite different to modern notation, but you might spot some of the jumps in the music you'll be able to hear. This is from somewhere between the end of the 14th century and the beginning of the 15th century, and I'm going to use a slightly earlier and therefore more simple style of recorder to play it on. The second form of dance that I've chosen for today is also from Italy. This time it's a tarantella. Now, I'm really fascinated with this whole area of history and of music because these sorts of dances were used for medicinal purposes. So if you were bitten by a spider in rural Italy during the 16th and 17th century, rather than offer you sort of any medicinal cure, relief, doctor, anything like that, instead, the local musicians would band together and they'd have to come up with the correct tune that would make the patient leap up and start sort of frantically dancing and then sweat out the spider's poison. And this is the only way to cure the tarantula's bite. The thing I really like about these tunes is that where I found the notation is not from composers or musicians. It's from Early Modern Men of Science, and this one actually comes from a medical treatise from the late 16th century, but it is still played in Italy today. So maybe you can have a go at wildly dancing until you sweat out a spider's poison.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring our concert today of Baroque dance music, and we look forward to seeing you in the coming weeks. More details on upcoming concerts will be available soon, and next week we'll continue with our Spotlight series, where you can really get to know about a certain instrument, and it's the turn of the recorder next time with Miriam, who you've just heard playing so fabulously. So that's on Friday the 1st of May at 1 p.m. For more details on our website and social media channels, and there'll be some details at the end of this performance of how to see that. Finally from me, before I hand over to Katie, we'd be really grateful if you feel able to do so, to give a small donation at the end of this concert. In these challenging times, we are extremely grateful for your support, and we recommend a donation of £5, but any donation is gratefully received if you are able to make one. The donation will go towards supporting the musicians you've heard today, as well as helping to secure the future of Ibarak and Baroque. In order to continue striving to further develop our work, we require your support to make this happen. And you'll see a link at the bottom of the YouTube video and also on Facebook, and again at the end of this video, leading you to where you need to go to make a donation if you wish. So I'll now hand over to Katie, who's going to teach you all how to dance a minuet.
Hello and welcome back to my living room. If you haven't been persuaded to get on your feet yet today, can I urge you to do so now? We're going to teach you some genuine Baroque dance moves for the minuet that Chris is about to play on his trumpet. So lots of dance steps, just very simple. And the ones we're going to learn today is a minuet step. We're going to learn a French minuet step. So the first step in it is just called a single step. So it's just stepping forward on one foot. That's all it is. And then instead of leaving this foot sort of dragged behind, we're just going to bring it to join without putting the weight on it, so that we can then step forward on this one. That's called a single. Just one step and join, and you can do that forwards, backwards, sideways, going round in a circle. That's a single. The other step that's part of a minuet step is called a double, or a pas de bourrée, which you might know if you have done any ballet before, that it's slightly different, so try and forget those ballet French terms. So a double is just walking forward 3, 1, 2, 3, and then bringing your foot to join. And again, I can do that backwards, 1, 2, 3. So our minuet step, we're just going to join those two together, so a single and then a double. So I'm going to start with my right foot, and go single, double. I can do that backwards, single, double. And a minuet, you might know, is in 3 time. And a minuet step takes 2 bars, so 6 beats in total. So the music would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the dance step would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's a bit of an emphasis as you go up for that second bar. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you want to add just a bit of refinery to your Baroque style, you can do a little sink before each step and then a rise. So before I go, I sink and then go rise, sink, rise. Sink, rise, and then you can add some arms if you like, and go round in a circle, go sideways, many things. So now you've got the basics of a French minuet step. Enjoy dancing to this next piece that Chris is going to play.
Thanks, Katie. So this is a minuet by Michel Richard de Lalande, who was another big composer at the time of Louis XIV at Versailles. And so we'll conclude our concert with this minuet, which we hope you can enjoy dancing along to. Thanks very much for watching. We hope you had a good time trying out a minuet. Of course, this will be available to watch on YouTube and Facebook. So if you want to redo that and keep going and learning, you're very much able to do so. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next Friday for the Spotlight concert featuring the recorder, but we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another program to be confirmed. Thank you.